E-commerce in Vietnam. What's next in 2026? After more than a decade of formation and rapid growth, Vietnam's economic sector is approaching a pivotal transition. The year 2026 is not only viewed as a continuation of market expansion, but more importantly as the point at which e-commerce formally enters a new development phase, shifting from its role as a modern distribution channel to become a strategic pillar of the digital economy. According to market reports and assessment by regulatory authority, Vietnam's B2C e-commerce market reached approximately 31 billion USD in 2025, corresponding to a growth rate of about 25.5% and accounting for roughly 10% of total national retail sales of goods and consumer service revenues. With this performance, Vietnam remains among the three largest e-commerce markets in ASEAN. The high growth rate reflects a fundamental transformation in consumer behavior, as online shopping has evolved from a supplementary option into a mainstream consumption channel, particularly in major urban centers. The recent surge in e-commerce has been closely associated with the rapid expansion of social e-commerce, cashless payments, and logistics services. Sales via live streaming, social media platforms, and digital content ecosystem has stimulated real-time purchasing demand and broadened customer reach, especially among younger consumers. At the same time, the increasingly sophisticated electronic payment ecosystem has enabled faster and more convenient online transactions. However, behind this impressive growth trajectory remains several structural challenges for the next development phase. This includes significant disparity in e-commerce development across regions, risks related to commercial fraud, counterfeit goods, substandard products, and misinformation in the online environment, which place growing demands on stage management and a legal framework for e-commerce that, despite notable progress, still requires more comprehensive refinement to keep pace with the rapid evolution of digital business models and cross-border platforms. In this context, 2026 is widely regarded as a critical juncture of Vietnam's economy to transition from a phase of rapid expansion to one of deep, quality-driven development. Granted in a robust legal foundation, modern governance, and deeper international integration. Recognizing the requirements of this new development stage, policy orientation for 2026 set by the Ministry of Industry and Trade priorities institutional refinement, enhanced regulatory effectiveness, and stronger integration. A top priority is the promulgation of a decree guiding the implementation, aimed at operationalizing statutory provision and establishing a clear and transparent legal corridor for the activities of domestic and foreign enterprises and platforms. In parallel, the Nation E-commerce Development Plan for the 2026 to 2030 period will be launched, serving as a strategic roadmap for policy formulation, support programs, and medium-term market development. Another key focus is strengthening regulatory oversight, inspection, post-audit, supervision, and the development of an e-commerce database. As the market becomes increasingly large and complex, traditional management approaches are no longer adequate. Artificial intelligence will be progressively applied to monitoring, analytics, and risk warning systems, thereby enhancing regulatory effectiveness and consumer protection. Concurrently, digital transformation within the industry and trade sector will be accelerated toward data-driven governance, improving policy formulation and executive capacity. Bridging a development gap in e-commerce across regions remains a consistent strategic objective. Programs supporting local enterprises, digital skill training, logistic infrastructure development, and market connectivity are expected to facilitate broader diffusion of e-commerce, transforming it into a new growth driver for local economies and rural areas. It can be affirmed that 2026 is not merely a continuation of growth momentum, but a strategic turning point for Vietnam's e-commerce. The shift in focus from quantitative expansion to qualitative enhancement, from manual oversight to data and technology-driven governance, and from a predominantly domestic market to deeper global integration will determine the sector's capacity for sustainable developments in the years ahead.